Our latest guest on the Waterboys podcast is on probably the hottest show on like any streaming platform right now. He plays Thierry Zoreaux on Ted Lasso, which you can watch on Apple TV, nominated for a bunch of Emmys. And he's doing some pretty big things right now. Moe Jeudy-Lamour, our latest guest here on the Waterboys podcast. Dude, thank you so much for hanging out with Frank and myself. How have you been, man?
I've been good, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure, man. I'm just happy that like you're on the show with us, man. The first question we got to ask you is, how did you end up on Ted Lasso? This like amazing, wholesome like revelation of a show, which is like the big thing. And for like Montrealers, like people from where we're all at, because we're all Montrealers here, like we're like, oh yeah, holy crap! Like there's a Montreal guy on the show. How did you end up on this great show?
Honestly, I always say that it's thanks to Montreal. Because years ago, 2014, I did a movie with Jason Sudeikis, and he played our coach, and it was a movie called Race. And so we were Olympians, and he played our coach. And my first day on set, I think my first meeting with Jason, right away, he was like roasting me, right away, started roasting me. We started cracking jokes. And then I since we're in Montreal and he's not from there, and the other people were from Toronto, so I was like, oh, I'll show you guys around, So I showed them around the city, and they really, really enjoyed it. They really loved the city, and we kept in touch. And because we were hanging out so much during the shoot, we kept in touch. And then he even helped me to move to LA with my visa and all of that. And then when I got here, I booked a play, and I was doing a play. And then Jason, I saw Jason at the movie, at the theater, and he was like, "Yo, dude, I'm gonna be doing this TV show. You have to audition and everything." And then I did it and booked it, and it's been a blast since.
Okay, I gotta ask something real quick before I get to my actual question. What were the hot spots that you brought them to while in Montreal? What were they?
So in Montreal, I brought them to Santos.
Okay.
In the old port. So Santos, Barroco, also in the old port. We went to Mandy's Salad a lot.
Yes.
We went to that a lot. What else did we do? We went to La Plage. Remember? I don't know if that still exists though, but there was a beach like in the old port.
Interesting. I don't know about that one anymore.
Yeah, there was a beach in the old port, like kind of, it was like sand and stuff. But you couldn't go into the water. But then, I remember we watched the fireworks.
Oh, nice.
From that, it was such a beautiful moment. It was so cool.
Nice.
That's cool. He just gave me a bunch of places I got to start going to now. That's way above my budget. Anyway.
All right. No. Again, Mo, getting into my question though, seriously, for you, like the Montreal angle, a kid from NDG, like when you think about it, when you just take a seat back and you think about the show, garnered 20 Emmys, how popular that it's become, like when you take that seat back, how has it changed your life? Seriously.
Oh, like on another level. It's crazy. It's even surreal, It's like it's like something for a long time, and then people then realize that it's like, I knew the show was going to be great, like especially season 2. I don't know if you guys have been watching, but like to me, I was like, wow, season 1 was great, but season 2 is on a completely other level, and it's nice to see people realizing that and really paying attention. But then it goes to like a completely other level where people are like super fans, super fans, where they know more about the show than I do, or they'll make connections about things that I didn't even think of, and I'm like, wait, did we do that because of this? And then I'll ask some of the writers, and they're like, nah, dude, it has nothing to do with that. It's just an idea that came like this, So it's like, it's just crazy. It's so surreal, so surreal.
Have you been following any of the reaction to season 2? I watched the show, and I've been watching like every week, and I've noticed that like a few people were like, oh, season 2 might be a bit slow, or what are they doing to certain characters? And at this point of the season now, it's starting to really ramp up. I'm not going to go into too many spoilers just in case, people get angry about spoilers. Like, do you follow any of that reaction to how the season goes as the episodes drop week to week?
Honestly, I don't even know where I would see that. Like, I am illiterate when it comes to Twitter, so like I don't really
Oh wow.
understand it. I use it, I post sometimes on it, but I don't like. The only thing that I use the most is Instagram, and that's it really. But the rest I am not really. So like I've heard some people say like, oh, season 2 is maybe slow or something like that, but I'm like, oh my god, it's not even done yet. Like, wait, you know.
That's true. I mean, that's the culture we're in, right? A lot of people just like to react to stuff like immediately.
Yeah.
So I guess that explains why. The next question I want to ask you, regards to your character, Thierry Zoreaux, he plays a goaltender for the team, the AFC Richmond, on the show, and like just like you're very Montreal, like the goalie on the show is very Montreal. They mentioned the fact that he came from Montreal. I think there's even like a play the team has at one point that's called Midnight Poutine. I mean, of course, we know the connection with Poutine with Quebec, of course. Like, what was it like working with Jason and saying, hey, you know what? Like, I want Montreal to be represented on this show. What was that like?
Honestly, that was just a happy accident. It was just him that was like, because he wanted me to play French, like as a like from Paris. And then we already had someone that was from France. So he was like right before my scene, my introduction scene, he was like, yo, just be from Montreal. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, that'd be super cool. And it's like one of the first time that I play something so close to who I am. So I was like, oh yeah, dude, let's do it. And Jason is so adamant about making your characters really, really close to who you are. So a lot of the players are very, very similar to who they really are in real life. And a lot of the time we'll have we'll read the script, but then on the day sometimes they add stuff. And so at one point it happened to me where I came in and then everybody came to me before I saw the new side, the new lines. Everyone came to me and they're like, yo, did you see your line today, bro? Like, this is exactly something that you would say. And I was like, wait, what is it? And then I read it. I was like, oh my God, it's exactly it. And that's Jason. That's like when I saw Jason that day, I was like, dude, everybody told me that my line that you added is exactly me. And it's like, I'm not even acting. And he was like, yeah, sometimes I sit at home and I'll come up with you guys' line with your accent and the way you say things. I'll just come up with funny stuff and then I write it and put it in the script. I was like, dude, you're just a genius at this point. It's crazy.
And
so I mean, like it's sorry.
I just wanted to follow up. Yeah, go for it. No, please, Julian, go.
Look at us being so polite. I was just gonna ask as a quick follow-up. Like, if you were gonna be like Parisian, like, did you have the accent ready? Like, you were ready to fully commit to being a Parisian guy before the Montreal thing? You were ready for that?
Oh yeah, because my I went to a lycée when I was a kid. I went to Marie de France. So when I speak French, it's like it's closer to French from France than Québécois. So it's closer to that, but it's there was also with Haitian roots. So it's like my accent is like all over the place, but I can lean into the French or lean into the Québécois or even lean into the Haitian.
That's good. That's versatile. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Funny story. Before I think you asked that question, Julian. We were talking about like, do you guys watch the show? Like, what season you're at or whatever. Before I think we even had communicated with you that we would like to interview you. Julian and I were talking. Like, Julian was telling me I got to watch the show, and I'm like, okay, look, I'm open to watching a new show, but where do I get it? And he says Apple TV Plus. And I'm like, do they have a free trial? Because I'm not subscribed to that. He's like, yeah, they do. Now get this. I'm also taking full advantage of the student rate that Apple Music gives students.
Oh, look at
so, and it comes with the Apple TV Plus for the year. So I'm like,
oh, that's amazing.
I'm watching the show. I'm binging it now. Let's go.
That's amazing.
So that's it.
That's good.
So, I mean, yes, I'm watching the show now. But more for you, Mo, like seeing for you as an actor on the show, you obviously have a good relationship with Jason, like even coming up with lines on the spot, clearly. What's it been like for you seeing your character development through the series? Like, is there more to come? Like, are you happy with what so far? Is there more to hash out, or what's up with that? Like, are you happy with it?
Oh yeah, Yeah, absolutely. I'm super happy because it's an ensemble cast where it's like it's like the show is named Ted Lasso. So it's definitely about Jason's character, which is an amazing character. And then there's all the people that are super, super close to him. And then it's the football players. So it's like, even like shows that have ensemble cast, it's so hard for your character to have an arc and to have a personality. But on this show, everybody has such like a big personality. It's like you understand them, you understand where they're coming from, and that's the genius of the writers of Joe Kelly, Bill Lawrence, Jason and Brendan that are just making the show so that every character has an arc. And yeah, I'm very happy of what's happening this season with my character, and then season 3, hopefully it'll keep going just like that.
One of the other guys who's heavily involved in the show as a writer and an actor on the show is Brett Goldstein, who I think is just like, he's funny just with the writing that he's doing, but like his character and the way that he is, what I've seen in interviews compared to his character, Roy Kent, who is, I mean, he's there, he's here, he's there, he's every fucking where. It's Roy Kent, right? So like, what's it like working with Brett Goldstein?
Dude, Brett Goldstein is he's such a beautiful human being. He's amazing. I don't know if you guys have listened to his podcast, but his podcast is outstanding. It's so cool. And the concept is always like, the concept is his podcast is called, I believe, Films That I Would Be Buried With. So it's basically, if you die, what are the movies that you're bringing with you? And it's such a cool concept, so that while you're listening, you're thinking about what movies have touched you and have moved you, And he's a movie buff, and I take pride in being a movie buff myself. So we talk about movies all the time when we're together, about writing movies and about stuff like that, and about stories. And again, like he is so different from his character. Like, but his character at his core is a good person. He just curses a lot, So that's really cool. But then the contrast is, which I love to make that comparison, is the guy who plays Jamie Tart. Yes. Jamie Tart is a horrible person. I hate him. I can't stand him. But the guy who plays him is so different from his character that if you would be hanging out with him, you wouldn't even make the correlation that he is Jamie Tart.
Well, that's good.
Like he's such a dope dude. Like, he's the one that showed me most of London. Like, he took me around and showed me around. Yeah, he was Phil Dunster is a gem. But Phil Dunster and Brett Goldstein are like some of my favorite people in the world.
and like Phil, I think in the show, as he plays Jamie Tart, like, he has this like Manchester accent, but he's also from London, right?
Yeah, he's from London. Yeah, he doesn't have that accent.
That's so crazy. I don't know. You guys, the whole cast is just supremely talented. We haven't even mentioned Hannah Waddingham and Gino Temple. Just like a really good, and that's just like some of the main people we've seen. And Sarah Niles coming in as a psychiatrist for the second season as well. Nick Mohammed as well, who plays Coach Nate. This is a really good cast, and I didn't even go into all the other supporting actors and some of your teammates. Like, what's it like working with this ensemble cast? How does everyone get along? How does this unit come together and create such good television?
It's so crazy because we got so tight because of the pandemic. We play FIFA all together. When we're in London, we're always together and stuff like that. And so we've become like really, really close all together. And it's so funny because when the episode comes out, like, we'll always give props to each other. Like, oh my God, good job. Like, last week we gave props to the guy who plays Colin. So Billy, we were like, oh, Billy, you killed it. Good job. Da, 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 da. And then a lot of us are like, yo, Nick Mohammed, like, we're not talking to you for some time right now because we're not liking what's going on with you, bro.
Oh man, I've seen so many people react to that. They're like, what is going on with Nate? Why is he acting like this? Why is his character acting like a total jerk? And like, there's a part of me that's like, it's kind of crazy to see him as this like meek, timid guy to this guy who really just doesn't want to be taken for an asshole. Well, taken for like an ass, I guess, right? But like, it's just really fascinating to see how these. Yeah, go ahead.
It goes to tell you, like, it goes to show kind of like society. We all know someone like that who's like, yes, some people did him wrong, 100%. Some people did him wrong, but sometimes it's like, no, bro, you took that personal and it had nothing to do with you. Like, no, you don't have to be like the Nespresso part where the players are getting some, but not the coaches. It looked like he took that so personal. And it's like, bro, it's not. There's nothing personal, man. It's just for the players. It's not for the coaches. You know, so it's like it's so funny. It reminded me, watching the few episodes where he's starting to become like strange. It reminded me a lot of the Joker.
Oh wow,
interesting.
That's a very interesting comparison to make. That's almost, I'd rather say extreme. So can you elaborate on that a little bit more? Like, why the Joker?
I don't know. It's because I felt like when I watched the Joker, I felt like it was really someone who is mistreated by society, mistreated by his friends, mistreated by the people he loves and stuff. But also, it's like, bro, you took that way too personal. Like, it has nothing to do with you. It's just it has nothing to do with you. We don't hate you or anything like that. But he took it like that, you know. So sometimes in the movie, you're like, oh yeah, you're right, that's mean. But don't react like that to people being mean. And the contrast to that is, look how Ted reacts when people are insulting him or doing bad things to him, you know. Actually, it's like, now, like, just saying it, like the Joker and Ted Lasso are the same person. It's just that Ted Lasso takes things in a different way.
Nice. I mean, I never thought of it that way, but once you put it
that way. I wasn't going to go to that extreme, but that's
it's
pretty
definitely
intense.
an extreme. It's definitely an extreme.
Absolutely.
Mo, how good are the rest of the cast members at football?
I'd say that, so a few of them were professionals. So the guy who plays Bumbercatch, his name is Mo. He is the best. Him and Christo is also used to also be professional. So like, they're the best. They're in their own category, you know. And then out of the players like us, I would say Cola is like really, really good. The guy who plays the captain, Isaac. And then Phil Dunster, also amazing. Like, he scored the goal that we see in the last episode, or the 2 episodes ago.
Yeah,
I think it was 2 episodes ago. He scored that first take.
Legit.
On the first take, he scored it. I was like, damn, that was amazing. That's the cool thing about my character, because I'm the goalkeeper. I'm all the way to the back. So a lot of the time, if the camera is in front of them, or if the camera is behind the players, like the play, I'm gone. And so like, I'll just watch it on the screen and see what's going on. And I saw that live and I was like, whoa, Phil is a beast. Phil is so good. And I'd say that the worst player is Thierry Zoreaux, who plays Sam.
Really?
He's the worst player.
Oh,
I love how we didn't even ask that for that one.
You literally just like, I'm just gonna put this man out to dry. I was hoping he wouldn't be the worst.
I'm just throwing him under the bus. It's not
Damn
real.
it.
I've been always saying that in every interview. I'm like, yeah, I know Thierry Zoreaux is the worst. It's just because we have this rivalry, me and him, where we just hate each other.
That's hilarious.
Okay, you opened the door with discussing Tahib's character Sam. And it's been teased throughout the season with the whole banter dating app and the conversations that look to be. Here's the thing. I'll be real with you here.
Let's just keep in mind, I'm not there yet.
Okay. So
let's not start spilling the beans now.
Okay. Wait, how far are you? Okay, now I want to know how far are you?
I know you
depending
guys
on how thick.
You guys have been like playing. You guys have been playing with a couple leaks. I'm like, I really hope they don't spill it all. No, I'm like in the midway.
This is a pretty big I mean, this is a pretty big detail. I don't want to go into
well,
this.
Then let's not, because I'm
let's not do this.
I'm invested.
Or what do you want to do? Do you want to put yourself on mute while I ask him the question and you just don't listen to this? Okay, that's not going to work.
No.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry I even brought up a potential spoiler for people who have not gotten that far. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, let's ask a question back to Moe and your pre Ted Lasso life, you know, when you were actually playing, you know, football, like American football, the other football.
Yeah.
What was your upbringing with that, with playing actual football, and how did those skills translate over to playing the other footy when it came time for Ted Lasso?
Honestly, it was like, as a kid, I was always sick. I could never like really pick a sport and stuff like that. So it was pretty hard as a kid. And then when I started to be better, when I came out of the hospital, I was like, okay, I have to choose a sport and stick to it, because now I'm too old. You know, like any sport that I'm going to go in, people have been playing for a while, I can't start doing a bunch of different things. So I tried basketball, didn't like it, and then I went straight into football, and I loved it. But I was very, very skinny and I couldn't run fast or anything like that. And so I promised myself that I'm going to be the biggest and strongest and fastest on the team. And then fast forward, like, I think it was like maybe 6-7 years later, I was biggest, fastest. And I had done the tryouts at Concordia, and I had scored some of the best times and stuff like that. So that was amazing. It was an achievement for me, and I loved it. It's a very important time in my life, and it was a blast. Playing football was great. I met great coaches. I met mentors that'll keep in mind forever. They formed the man I am today. Like people like Tony Yadaluka, Marco Yadaluka, Coach Spence, who passed away a few years back. But he meant a lot to me. He really changed my life. And then at Concordia too, I'm like I've got so lucky with coaches that I've had, and then now one of the best coaches in the entire world, Ted Lasso, is my coach. You know, and it really helped. So I was a wide receiver. So being a wide receiver, you catch the ball. So you catch a ball that's like oval kind of. So catching a ball that's round for me is a little bit even easier, you know. So it definitely translated, and it was a blast. Honestly, it's the one thing that I must say though is that the diving and falling is completely different, and that I am not good at, and I have to get better at that.
It's kind of an art.
It really is. It really is. Definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You mentioned the fact that you were sick when you were a little younger. Could you go into more detail about that?
Yeah, well, I actually, the funny thing is I'll never know what it is, but I was always sick. I would do weekends or weeks in the hospital as a kid, and it made me miss 2 years of school. But then, you know, when it was good, and then when I got out, and I decided, I was like, okay, I'm going to be jacked, and I'm going to run fast. And I remember I was playing video games. I was playing not Madden, but the other game that we used to have. I forget what it was.
2K?
Yeah, I think it was 2K. I was playing 2K, and I always loved San Francisco. So I was like, oh, let me play with Terrell Owens. You know, so I was playing with San Francisco. And he kept catching the ball, and I was like, who the hell is number 81? And then I made research. I was like, oh, it's Terrell Owens. And he was the biggest wide receiver. He was 220 pounds at 6'3", and he's a wideout. So I was like, wow, that's so cool. I want to be just like that guy. And so I started like working out, training, and all that. And my number was number 81 because of him.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow. And what's my number on Ted Lasso?
Oh, God. Is it not 81? Wow. I didn't even think about that. Jeez. I didn't even think about your number on the show.
It carried through.
It did carry through. Wow.
Oh, goodness. Real quick, Mo, actually, what were you enrolled in at Concordia before you chose to pursue acting?
Political science.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I was cheating a lot.
Yeah, that's a big knock at anyone else who's in your same major. So beyond Ted Lasso, do you have any other shows or any other plans you got on the horizon?
Yeah, I booked a part on a movie, but I don't believe that I'm allowed to say what it is yet. Unfortunately,
Okay.
I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. I'll let you guys know.
Sure.
Please do.
But
Please do. We got to
yeah,
have you
yeah,
back on in time for season 3.
yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's so
man.
funny. Okay, well, good for you. We're happy to hear that. And
Thank you.
Yes.
real quick before we get it, we have this one segment of the show where our guests kind of, we like to have a bit of fun with them. But real quick, for those who haven't watched Ted Lasso, in a Moe summary, why should they watch it?
Why should they watch Ted Lasso? They should watch Ted Lasso because it's like Ted Lasso is like a hug.
You're right.
It's like a hug, and it's like it's a home vibe. It's homey. It's very homey and it's very warm. Especially with, like, we have great television right now, but a lot of it is a little bit harsh. It's sad, but Ted Lasso is like, it's real life, yet it's still warm.
Like right now, I'm bouncing between Ozark and Ted Lasso. And I'm like, oh,
Wow.
people don't risk their lives every episode.
Wow.
Quite a difference, isn't it? Yeah.
Where are you in Ozark?
Just starting season 3. So
my God.
But right, so wait, there's season 3 and there's a 4th confirmed, right? But 3 is only
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah. Oh my God, dude! Have you seen the Jonathan? I forget his last name. The guy who plays the guy with the long hair, the brother.
Wyatt?
No, the brother of Jason Bateman's wife.
No, haven't seen that
You
yet.
haven't seen him yet?
No.
Okay, he's an amazing actor. The guy who plays him, is a legit actor. I know it's Thomas, I believe his name is. I forget his name, but he's amazing, and you'll see him throughout the the season. And I'm not spoiling anything, but the monologue he has in the cab, it'll start the episode, so you'll understand what's going on. And he has a monologue in the cab, and I guarantee you that monologue, you can probably YouTube it, and you'll see a bunch of actors who are performing that monologue, because it was just so good, so well done. He's tremendous actor.
Well, I'm sure what you're saying, it meets the standard of the show, because everyone is phenomenal too. Like, it's just incredible. So I'm looking forward to it, though. Julian,
I guess I'm gonna have to start watching Ozark. I think it's time. I guess I should, but I guess it is time for our favorite segment that we like to do every time we have a guest. The name of the segment kind of changes every now and then, but the gist of it is pretty much the same. It used to be called Rapid Fire Word Association. We realized the title was a bit too long, so we stick with Rapid Fire for now. We basically just throw out a bunch of random fun questions at our guest, and you could choose to answer them with one word, but we realize a lot of our guests end up elaborating on it anyway. So we'll just throw out at you some questions. We'll see how you answer them, and the fun stuff usually comes from here. So to start off, East Coast life or West Coast life?
Oh, wow. That's such a good question.
We were hoping these are good questions.
Yeah, I'd say West Coast.
Well, I mean, for those listening, actually, before we actually hit the record button, Moe was talking about how he's taking in the sun, how he's enjoying the weather. I'm like, buddy, it's September in Montreal. We're putting on the hoodie.
Yo, fall weather hit us like a truck, boy.
Oh, it's 20 degrees right now for us. It's like,
it's 20 degrees right now for us. Good for you. Okay, next one. In-N-Out or Shake Shack?
Shake Shack.
Really? Yeah. I would have thought In-N-Out, considering where you're at.
Not a fan of In-N-Out.
Interesting.
Wow.
I'm not a fan of burgers in general. But if I'm gonna have one, I worked at Wendy's for 5 years. So as a kid, like when I was like 16, it was my first job. So I used to eat Wendy's morning, lunch, and dinner every summers, because I was there like working full time during the summers. So I'm like, I've had my fair share of burgers for the rest of my life, and Wendy's burgers are great, and it's very clean and all that. It's great, but I'm just not a burger guy now.
Was that your worst like summer job you ever had to do?
No. Well, it wasn't a summer job. It was my job for like the whole year, but in the summer you like, like because you don't have school, so you go full time, so you make more money. It was a great job. No. It was honestly, it's a good job for whoever has it. It was I had a blast, man. I had a great managers too. It was cool. Yeah,
that's important, especially when you're young. To have a good managers, it's good. It's important.
Yeah, I remember I wanted a BMX. And then I told my manager, I was like, "Yo, it's gonna be $400. So for me to get $400, I have to work every day for 2 weeks. Is it cool if you do it?" And he's like, "Yeah, perfect." And he did it for me. And then at the end, I brought him the bike, and I was like, "Yo, look, this is what I got." And he was like, "Dude, that's so nice." And I think back, and I'm like, bro, he didn't care about your bike, bro. He was such a dope dude, and he was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool, good job." And I was like, man, it was a good job. It was a good job.
Want you to work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna make a quick comment, at least for us East Coasters, on the burger game. I know you said burgers aren't your thing anymore, but I think Five Guys, right, deserves a bit of respect here. And an underrated one that I feel like just flies under the radar because it's like a mainstream joint, A&W. They've got some. No,
really? Yeah. I don't know. I've had it, I think, once.
Okay.
Really? There used to be a place on Notre Dame that had I think Mr. something.
Mr. Hot Dog?
No, it was on Notre Dame, across the street from like on the same block of Liverpool House and Joe B.
Oh wait. Okay, so you're talking like further into like St. Henry, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Around there.
I don't know.
It was at the corner.
Delalos.
He said it's Mr.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's Delalos.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you're thinking of. It's right across the street from
good on you,
Burgundy Lion.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
It's a different it's a different place now, I think. But Delalos is the place you're thinking of.
Exactly, Delalos. Yo, it was so good. I remember that. It was amazing. And then just now it's gone now.
Yeah, it's something else. Oh yeah, right. We have other questions in the rapid fire, right?
3 more for you. We'll start with you with this one. Point blank, favorite athlete. You might have answered that one though.
Favorite athlete? Yeah, it would definitely Terrell Owens from my childhood.
Fair enough.
There we go. Okay. Next one here says favorite poutine spot.
Ooh. In LA, I'll say it's Bad Mash on Fairfax. I love it. I have it like at least once a week. It's a great poutine, and it's great. It's crazy because it's in LA, And in Montreal, I mean, I gotta say Belle Province.
Not La Banquise.
You can't go wrong with La Belle Province as far as
you can't go wrong. That's true.
You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. But yeah, La Banquise is great too. La Banquise was great. But yeah, La Belle Province. Whew.
Okay. So La Belle Province. Okay, so if last one for you, unless Julian, you come up with another one, I'm not too sure.
No, you got it.
Okay. If you had to choose one member of the Ted Lasso cast to score a penalty kick to save your life, who would you choose?
Oh wow, to save my life, I think it'd have to be Kola. The guy who plays Isaac.
Wow. Okay. You would take Captain Isaac.
Yeah, most definitely not Tahib.
Oh, Tahib Giro getting the smoke. He's getting the smoke. Oh man, I thought you were going to say Christo, but then again, I mean, he got then again to be considered what happens to him in this is not really a spoiler at this point. I mean, what happens to him in the first episode of season 2? I get why. I get why you go somewhere else.
Yeah,
that's fair.
No, but I've seen Kola do things, and I was like, whoa, like he's legit. Yeah,
that's fair. Dude, we ran through the rapid fire. We ran through all of our questions, and we've had ourselves a blast with Thierry Zoreaux, aka Moe Jeudy-Lamour, here on the Waterboys podcast. Dude, thank you so much for hanging out with Frank and myself. All the best to you for the rest of your time on Ted Lasso, the amazing show, nominated 20 times for Emmys, and any other future projects you got going on, man. Thank you so much, man, for hanging out with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. And please, let's do this again. Let's do it like maybe at the end of the season, or maybe for season 3 or something like that. But let's do it again.
You'll be back.
I am down. So let's do. And I'm gonna have to catch up. So once I finish, I'll know when to contact you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can talk about a certain thing that may or may not have happened in season 2 that I may or may not have let slip.
Yeah.
Moe Jeudy-Lamour, you can watch him on Ted Lasso, which you can watch on Apple TV Plus if you haven't already subscribed.
Thanks for having me, boys.